stolen bear now.
I got a WhatsApp from Glasgow and he was like, where are you? So we're back.
Yeah.
Back on Jinja. No, we're not. This is where we are.
Yeah. They turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The police came as well.
police came. They arrested us, but we bribed them. I mean, sweet talked them into not arresting us.
Well, I promised that he'd be their bitch.
Yeah, that's alright. Ah, look at that
That
water.
water is fantastic. You can
Look at
literally,
that
there must be
water.
what, 2.5 meters deep down there, and you can see the bottom.
Let's try and look at the water a little bit.
You must have stick my phone in.
It's my phone.
I said, don't drop your phone in.
Okay.
Unless you want to. You can sit there. That's got to be at least 2.5 meters.
Yeah. Amazing
Crystal clear.
visibility.
Oh, what? Get in there.
Go on, jump in.
I might do in a minute.
If you're rude about my paths again, I might throw you in. There's a kayuku over there. It's a dugout canoe. Traditional dugout canoe. Ooh. This is lovely. This is what I want the boat dock on Jinja Island to be like. You know, like have a little bar there. Nice flapper
I
roof.
want Jinja Island to have, I don't know, a kitchen.
A kitchen.
Yeah. Hot water maybe.
Yeah. Hot water. Go on, what else do you need with your mod cons?
Lots of electrics everywhere.
Lots of electric.
Lots of batteries.
Typical Westerner. Although we are both from the very far east of here.
Ooh.
Not the very, very far east.
China.
So, welcome
Welcome.
to Jinja Island PARLEY. We're not
what's-
actually
what's
on
what,
Jinja Island at the moment.
No, we're in. Where are we?
Well, we've been making notes, so go get me notes. I'm going to squish this ant
We
over
need to
here.
get our acting gear, don't we? It is. I've been getting them a ring and. Didn't feel it was my place before, but I thought it's about time. He needed a good slap. That's what you needed.
He needs to
He's
pull
giving me
his
the
pants up. Walks around with his pants around his ankles like he's some like,
Give a damn.
you know, 19-year-old in the hood in LA. He thinks he's in the
With his hat on.
he's in the
In the
bloods
hood,
or something.
with his
Yeah,
hat
he's
on.
in the hood. I don't know. I think he's having a midlife crisis.
It's
Anyway,
impermanent.
so we've been making notes about what we've got to do next. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that, but basically, it all hinges on cementing the basement. So we're gonna
Concrete. Cement is the powder.
cement, sand, and stoning the basement.
Portland cement.
Right, okay, we've basically got to raise the floor in the basement because at the moment it's flooding, which isn't good. But
How much water was in this morning? I went and got water this morning to get it from the tank, and I like waded through my bare feet.
you raise it from your bare feet. You're brave.
Why?
Scorpions.
What? Swimming scorpions?
Yeah, they're the worst.
Swimming scorpions.
Sea snakes.
Sea snakes.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey, now you tell me. You didn't tell
There's
me that
little
before.
fishes that, like, you know.
That's what you pee out.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was only up to my ankles.
Okay. The way the house is, if you can imagine it, like it is it's a rectangle, and it's
Squares normally are.
it's 32 feet from end to end, and it's 16 feet from side to side. Now it's only this area at the bottom that actually floods.
It's not all of it.
So you know that's not going to be like 12 inches
When it
below
was built,
this
they didn't
bit.
have a level.
Well, I think when it was
Or
built,
water level, or laser.
I think when it was built level. However, at that end of the
I
house
think they used a
is
sextant.
not only a couple of breeze block walls, 4 breeze block walls, but also the water tank, which weighs.
Did they use that 4-inch level that you bought?
Well, the fish. Which weighs a lot. So I think that. Yeah, if we can raise up the basement, let's forget about the rest of it for the moment, because we need to make the place habitable. We can worry about making it look beautiful later,
No,
but
but exactly. But
this week we've got to really crack on with making it habitable. Yeah.
In the week yet, it's only Friday.
I mean next
mean
week.
today?
I mean next
What are we
week.
doing here?
I mean next week.
What?
We're having a drink.
Why? We should be out there doing it.
So,
Any excuse to have a drink. You're an alcoholic, you are.
yep. So once we cement the basement, and the basement is only 16 foot by 8 foot. It's only half. It's only a quarter of the house footprint. So hopefully, it won't probably going to be about $500. We were saying. Do you reckon?
Yeah, probably.
Because obviously we've got to get the materials to the
Depends what
island.
you'll put on there. Not be, if you, not be funny, but I don't know how much it costs here. But in England or France, it wouldn't be $500. Well, it might be now in England actually. Come to think about it, everything's double, isn't it?
Yeah, everything's doubled. But we don't have
Well,
Brexit.
$1,000.
We don't have Brexit here, so we're
No.
all good. But if we cement the basement, make it all
It won't
dry.
need to be as deep as you originally said because the whole pad isn't underwater.
Okay, so 3 inches.
You probably get away with 3 inches. 3 inches is thick enough to hold itself in its own right, provided we put enough cement in.
Okay.
And get it above
Should we
the
make
water.
it 4 inches just to err on
well,
the side of
You
caution?
do 4 inches. Don't be funny. You can make it thicker. You probably got loads of rubbish. You've got to get, you bury it. All those bottles, for instance. Smash them up. Put them in the bottom of it. Get rid of them. What else are you going to do with all those bottles?
Yeah, okay. Should we smash all the bottles?
You
and put
could do
them in?
and put them in the bottom.
Would that work?
They've got to be broken though. You can't put them in.
Yeah, with the void.
Because they'll float to the top as you mix it, can't pour it in. You have like this finish of bottles and an occasional spout at the top.
We've got that many bottles that we could probably raise it.
Unless you recycle
about
bottles,
6
but
inches.
here it's not as simple as that.
No. Okay, build that wall. Yeah. Once we get that done in the
That'd be starting in a
basement,
few
that
days.
frees us up to do 2 important things on the island. One is to sort the electrics properly. So you might have seen us this week. Marcus. You might have seen Marcus this week working on the electrics in the house, getting lighting in the main room downstairs and then in upstairs in our bedrooms today. And also we've got to do the bathrooms as well. At the moment, the solar panels, which are fine, are coming into batteries and a solar controller and a DC to AV AC converter, which is in the kitchen, and that is not optimal because the fan in the inverter wakes you up at night.
It's alright, no.
Also,
When it goes
sulfuric
beep,
acid.
beep, beep, beep,
Also, it means we've got
beep.
loads of sulfuric
That's when
acid.
it's fans on.
We've got loads of sulfuric acid in the kitchen, which is not a good mix. Do you know what I mean?
You're worried about that?
There's a bit
You
of
put the gases when, quite frankly, there's holes everywhere. That is not a worry.
true, but once we get downstairs sorted, that means that we can put a fuse box in downstairs. We can work on the junction boxes. We can get all the lights set up and a electrical circuit for the plug socket, so we can have plug sockets in every room for people to plug
We need to
into.
relocate all the batteries and the electrics. At the moment, it's been a bit heat problems in the sense we need to get some so we had some power,
Yeah,
so we could work.
yeah.
Now we need to
So we
think about
could
where we're going
charge
to put
our
them.
battery powered drills.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
stuff.
So now we need to think about where we're going to put them
Yeah.
in a permanent position, and he wants them downstairs. I personally wouldn't, because it's too damp down there. I think electronics and dampness don't mix, but you know.
Really?
Yeah, it's a difficult one actually. Because
What?
What's the compromise?
What
is the
electronics
compromise?
don't mix? Sorry.
Sorry?
What did you say? Something-
Electronics and moisture do not mix.
Yeah, but it won't be moist in there if we build the
It's
floor.
wet as hell down there.
Yeah, because it's under
No,
the
it's wet as
level.
hell because the environment is wet as hell and there's trapped moisture in there. You've got water tanks in there for a start. You've got a trapped environment, very little ventilation in that particular space. And look at everything's rusted.
So where would you put it?
The batteries wouldn't worry me so much, but the inverter I would still have upstairs actually. So maybe it's in the cupboard, but a ventilated little
Yeah.
cupboard.
Yeah.
So it could be insulated with sound and stuff like that.
Okay, so let's put the batteries down there. We'll put we'll
the
put the inverter in the kitchen
You know that cupboard, for instance.
by the fridge.
No, because you've got to think about where your wall is for the space where your batteries are. So, like for instance, where that post is,
Yeah.
you've got a little cupboard on the end. Why can't a little portion of that be sectioned off so you can check it? You know, when you put things and tuck things out of the way, you don't keep an eye on stuff. You don't measure your battery, your voltages. You don't check nothing on a daily basis. You're doing your
I
thing.
did when I was here.
That's
Every
you.
day.
That's
Every
you.
day I'll go down. I'll make a little note of what the batteries
Yeah,
are.
okay. Maybe. I just
I had my routine.
I know I haven't said it up until now. I have said it before, but then I shut up. Because it's your house.
No, but I think that's a good idea to have the inverter upstairs. That you think that?
I think humidity and any electronics do not mix.
Okay, but you don't mind the batteries being down
I
there.
don't think it matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but the other thing that it frees us up to do is work on the plumbing for the
So
house.
my point has been, when the battery's downstairs,
Yeah.
where the end of the aisle is, and there's a post that goes up at the end of the aisle is. There's a cupboard underneath of a
Yeah.
makeshift
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah. I
cupboard,
know what
isn't
you
there?
mean, yeah.
Why don't we make that good and have a portion of that purely for the inverter and
Yeah.
maybe the fuse boxes?
Yeah.
We've already put our power points to that point anyway.
Yeah.
Even if I've got to put cables down that post, I can clad it, or clad one side of it to encase it into like a false panel.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Hide all those wires,
Okay, we'll do that.
but it's in the house.
Yep. That's fine.
You sure?
Yes.
You okay with that?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. I'm sure I'm okay.
You
with
roll
that.
over, they'll tickle your belly.
Yes, if you like. The other thing we'll be able to sort out is the plumbing.
I
We
did that
need
live to piss them off.
we need to get. Why are you pissing me off? I mean, we discussed this stuff, and if you come up with a good idea and explain why it's
I
a
was
good
hoping you could
idea,
be pissed
then-
off, but you weren't.
well, of course I'm not. You explain why it's a good idea. I'm not gonna just say, no, I don't like good
Well,
ideas.
this is live to keep
I
me
like
away.
bad ideas. I like
Oh,
Brexit. I'm a big
Brexit,
fan.
Oh, it's wonderful.
So
Brexit.
the other thing we'll be able to sort out is the plumbing in the house, which
Have you
means
received your letter yet?
what letter?
What, to be a lorry driver?
No.
No.
I
got
saw
one
a lobby
either.
once. Here's a letter.
I was a paramedic.
We've got a water pump at the moment, so we're going to disconnect that and see if we can get that working again. If not, we'll have to buy a new one. We need to get a new water filter, probably. Could we still use?
Look, the housing's fine. The housing
Really?
that you've got is just
It's not
typical.
skank.
Clean the blooming thing, stick it in a bucket of bleach if you feel that you have to.
Okay.
But it's just a water filter housing. It's the standard. Just get the right size filter to put inside that filter and that'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've
Unless
got
you want to.
we've got that. We've got the
Do you want
water.
to?
Do I want to clean it out?
No, do you want a new one?
No.
Do
I
you
wanna-
want
I don't want to spend any money. I want to try and make
Just
this.
then they're just listening. Just get a filter and clean it.
Okay.
Get
all right.
scrubbing.
Yep. Let's scrub it.
Okay.
I'd much rather clean stuff and I'd rather make do amends than buy something when we don't have to.
Definitely. No, I agree. 100%.
Water heater.
Yes.
The old one's good.
Well, that's shagged.
It's
That's completely
shagged.
nuts, yeah.
We're gonna have to get that.
Yeah.
We want to get a new sink for the upstairs room. It's where all of our tools are at the moment. We're
Yes.
gonna sort that out. So the tools.
Well, you had quite a nice idea, actually, didn't you? Where we use some local timber and I'll
Yeah.
make a wooden top. So make
Yeah.
it cool, natural, and maybe even go with the flow, maybe Wayne edged. You know, with
Yeah.
the wavy edge.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
And yeah, make it maybe.
But also, if we get downstairs sorted, so downstairs doesn't have loads of water in it, we can store the tools down there, can't we?
At the moment, we use them all the time, but later on, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get stolen.
Have shelves, they'll be off the ground. And
Yeah. I wouldn't put your battery drawers and stuff down there.
what?
So
Would it be humid if it wasn't full of water?
it would help.
No, but would it be humid if it wasn't full of water? I'd
It's not
imagine
like,
it'd be
it's
quite
not like the
dry.
house, is it? The house is up in the air.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Okay, well maybe we'll make
Well,
the
a couple of food tools in it. It's not gonna hurt. It ain't got that many blooming tools.
maybe we can make the pantry. That could be
Yeah, shelf at the top and you keep them up
power
there.
tools in there. Okay, so we need to put the shower head in. At the moment, we've got those two taps. You know, the hot
I
and
know, I
cold
keep
taps.
tweaking them. But I don't know why. There's just something about it. I just say them there. I just have to do it. I
So
twist them.
the problem is, I don't know because
I get excited.
the taps in the shower, obviously they're coming out of like tiles, and we don't really want to take the tiles off the wall. But I'm
No.
hoping that we can attack them from the other side if we take a panel off them.
Those taps, they were plumbed in before.
Yes.
So why can't we be plumbed in now?
Yes.
What's
They
the
probably still
problem?
are plumbed in.
What's the problem?
I think there is a problem. Does anyone know what the problem is? I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
what the problem is. We'll just carry on using them. As long as they shut off properly, it'll be fine.
Okay. And then we've got that pipe, you know, it's just cut off.
The pipe is cut off.
Yeah.
What's that?
If you look at the two taps in the middle,
Oh, that was one that went to the shower head.
it
was
went to the shower
Oh,
head,
that's
so it
nothing,
just
that's
went up.
easy, yeah. The thing is, I do not know the plumbing here. It took me to understand the plumbing in France. Because they have so many different sizes. But when you look at the fittings, they're actually BSP. They're British sizes.
All right.
Yeah. If you look at all of the
Don't tell Nigel Farage, you
no,
give
don't
him a
tell them that.
sticky.
No. If you look at, like, for instance, Adam probably knows the plumbing fittings, what have you. And look on the side; it's ½ inch or 3/4.
Well, we can do that. We need to clean the tank. Do you fancy getting in the tank and cleaning it?
I think I'll get stuck halfway. I'll
Clean
be
the
like
water tank.
the blueberry.
Not the Sherman tank. We need a new cap. We need new caps.
Definitely
for
need
the
a
tank.
cap or something, or a way of
Or lid.
sealing it.
Lid for the. 'Cause
Anything
there
can
used
go
to
in
be a
that
big
tank.
lid that sounded like twisted onto the top of the water tank, and that's disappeared.
Well, I think at the earliest convenience,
now
I think we
anything
need
could
to
be
go
in
there
there.
with my torch or with my lights. Still drop it in, and we'll have a look and see if there's anything
You could use your
swimming
you could
in that
use your
tank.
underwater camera.
You could actually. I've seen it. I bought a brand new underwater cam housing. It's a really cool thing. It flipping leaks.
Jeremy says, "What are you building a tank? What are you, the A-team?"
Yes. I haven't got an oxyacetylene torch though. Can I have an oxyacetylene torch?
We also need to plumb in the toilet as well. We need to be quite smart about the way that we do that. We need to make sure that it doesn't fill up.
You know,
'Cause that's quite a big system. My old system was like half the
we
size
need
of
to move
that.
the float up and down. It's
Yeah,
fine.
so we move the
But
float
the
down.
thing about that, it's been leaking. That's because it's not plumbed in.
Yeah, yeah,
It's literally the water's coming out of the actual fitting you put the pipe onto.
yeah.
That's why it's leaking. So what I've done is I put the float right down the bottom, so it's always up. So you can put water in the cistern. Because if you, like Pooh X was saying actually, if you put the water in the cistern itself, it's more effective.
Yeah, it flushes things better because it comes
Well,
all the way around.
The turn, it swims round and round and round. It's like it goes down and down and down.
But did you
and
move
down
the little
and
plastic
down.
chain so it was always open?
No, I didn't.
Oh, because someone did. So I
I
fixed
thought that
that.
was you.
No, I changed it. I made it so it was closed again.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Someone moved the chain so it was always open. So when I poured the water into the cistern, it went straight into the toilet. I don't know.
Do you think Ishmael must have that?
I don't know. If it
Well,
wasn't
me.
you,
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't you. It must have been Ishmael.
Ishmael.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Okay, so that means we can sort the electrics and sort the plumbing.
We were talking about your poo going around in circles, but you shut me down.
What else do we need to do? The big other job before we leave in 3.5, well, like 3 weeks and a day actually. We're
Oh
not.
my God.
We don't
Oh,
have much
stressed me
time left.
We need to organise ourselves our journey back. Apparently, we need a test when we get back to France.
Yeah, we do need a test.
That's 7 days as well.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Hello, Graham from Notty Ash, says Stephen. Hello.
Hello.
We're the sausage knotters, and we come from Notty Ash.
Do you?
The sausage knotters from Notty
Oh.
Ash, yeah. Hi, all right, mate. Notty Ash is the parish that I grew up in, but I'm in the constituency of West Derby. Apparently. That's what I'm told. Just like Ken Dodd. But it's good to know there's people from home watching.
Oh, make you feel homely.
It does. A bit homesick, actually. A bit homesick.
You're homesick.
I'm enjoying this beer, though. We're drinking beer.
That's
It's
back
beautiful.
over.
Oh, look, the fish.
Oh,
the
fish!
fish.
God, I'm going crazy. They were jumping out of the water. They were flying fish. They had wings. They're flapping.
So the other big thing that we need to do is the
They were.
walkway.
Oh.
So we're just discussing this about how we would do it. Marcus wants to get 4-inch pipe, plastic pipe, put it in the ground, fill it with cement effectively, and then have a little bit of rebar in it, and then you put the walkway. So you imagine this is
Your
the
bearer.
pipe.
You put your main bearer on top of the.
Yeah, you put the main
rebar.
bearer
You drill a
on
hole
it.
in your bearer.
So you'd
and it
have
just sits on it.
one here and one here, and then you put your slats across.
Oh wow!
I'm going to have to show you the water here because there's all kinds of crazy shit going on in the water. It's going to get really boring now, isn't it? What happened then? Was
There was about 3 fish just jumping out of the water going.
They're all trying to eat each other.
Yeah, can I eat them? Oh, I eat them.
Yeah.
We're gonna get fishing rods.
Mad Monk says, "Oi, Marcus! I told you the letters about the paramedics, and you thought I was joking.
Now
I see you've uploaded a short video about it.
I did, mate. Thank you.
Oh, ye of little faith!
I don't know. I believed him. Why would I believe him? I was
You
shocked.
didn't believe him.
I did.
Mad Monk said you didn't believe him.
I believe him. Why would I believe him? I wouldn't believe anything was going on at the moment. Crikey. No, thanks for that, mate. I really appreciate it. I did research it afterwards because I didn't believe you, but there you go.
Then again, I mean, a little bit of, research should be always done on these matters. I always feel like just
Oh God, yeah,
a
definitely. I
cursory glance at Google.
do. No, I do tend to.
I thought the walkway could be Stone Age in construction wood. No, well, the walkway to all intents and purposes, when you're walking along it, will be made of wood. It will be made of local wood. Like
We need to get it off the
what we're
ground.
sitting on now, what we're sitting on here, this is local wood. In fact, this whole building is made out of local wood.
And
This
it's
is
literally
all
it's all
Nispero.
planked with a chainsaw.
Yeah, this has all been
Very
cut
clever.
with a chainsaw. This hasn't been milled in some big timber plant or something. It's all
All
been
these posts behind us have all been cut with a chainsaw. You can see all the chainsaw marks in them.
yeah.
It's really
So
quite- it's quite
I'll
beautiful, actually.
actually
Yeah,
show
sorry,
you.
that's fine.
Yeah. You can see here the chainsaw marks. Yeah. In fact, you can see it better there because it's curved. They're the chainsaw marks of people. Mad Monk says he forgives you.
Oh, good man.
Ah.
Okay, no, but no, seriously, when people give me little heads ups like that, I do have a look, what have you, and quite frankly, I quite often make a video.
In your defence, Marcus,
Yeah.
I mean, it does sound absolutely freaking ridiculous, doesn't it? That they'll be saying to emergency workers, hey,
It's
would
nuts,
you
isn't it?
mind delivering some, Angel Delight to
But
Sainsbury's,
but
please?
I did say at the end of the video they're trying to kill us all because they don't want us to get to the hospital.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Jesus.
Oh, it's just getting mad, isn't it? The
yeah.
whole thing is just nuts. There's just so much rubbish going on. You go, nah, they wouldn't do that, but they do.
They do.
They do.
They do. They really do. So if we do the cement tomorrow, or we get the cement tomorrow,
Concrete.
concrete.
You keep saying cement. It's just
Yeah, 'cause
powder.
it's
What do
cement.
You just chuck the cement
All right.
bags
If
down.
we get the cement,
Concrete.
rock, and sand tomorrow,
Cement, stone, or ballast mix and cement, or already mixed, as in pre-mixed in a bag, but that costs you a fortune.
what are the woods of that parish?
What are the woods?
The woods of
What have you got?
Knotty Ash. Well, Thingwall, I guess. The old Thingwall Hall, which burnt down because awful people.
Are they
There's
talking
some
about the type of woods here?
There's a place in Liverpool called Chilled Wall, which is like Child Wall, so they must have named it after the fact there was a kid sitting on a wall. And then there's another place, which is part of Knotty Ash, called Thingwall, where Thingwall Hall is, used to be. And yeah, I just had to assume that they were like, what should we name this place? They were like, well, there's a thing on the wall. What was the thing? What was the thing, Marcus?
I don't know.
Anyway.
It's
Liverpool
a thing.
also
I've
contains
never been
a
to Liverpool.
suburb called Fazakerley,
I don't
which
go
I
to
love. 'cause
Apparently they're all crooks and robbers.
it's the best word to say in Scouse. Fazakerley. Because you get that ach. Fazakerley. Fazakerley. I love it.
Is that a real word?
Yes.
Oh,
It's the name of a place.
Is that a real place?
Name of a place in Liverpool. We have a Walton, a Woolton.
We're not allowed, we weren't
We
allowed
have
to
an
leave.
Egbert.
Well, we weren't allowed to leave Norfolk because they didn't build us any roads.
We have a Wavertree.
A waiver tree.
Strong wrists.
Oh. Okay.
Eventually,
Eventually, they duelled to the A47 and we're allowed out then.
yeah. Guys, 720p, you look worse than 70s porn films.
Really?
Yeah?
Are we 720? No, I don't think it's the 720p. That'd be the
That's just us.
yeah. We should
That's
be.
just me and my big
Well, I have to
horseshoe
admit, though, the
moustache.
70s porn films are probably the best.
Waka 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 waka.
Did I tell you I used to film porn films?
You
I've
just
never
did.
told you that. I just did. Didn't I?
You just did.
They were the days.
Some of the days.
Not for me, but for somebody else.
For someone else. Were
It
you
was
married at the time?
bizarre. I
Were you
was,
married
yeah,
at the time?
Caroline.
How did Caroline feel about you filming
She
porn?
didn't really care, to be honest.
Here's
I'm
a fiver. Here's a fiver to not do electronics and bare feet. Electrics and bare feet. Thank you very much, Glasgow.
Oh, brilliant.
Stop doing.
I had shoes on today.
Any
actually.
requests? Do you want me to sing? We're actually at a bar, so if you want me to annoy other people in the bar by singing very badly. I've been to Norris Green a few times, says number 3. I'm very sorry to hear that. Norris Green. Poor Norris. What are the timbers of Jinja and Panama?
I think that's what they
Hardwoods
meant
or a
earlier.
mix?
You got Nespero.
Nispero.
Nespero.
Nespero.
That's an ironwood. Very hard.
That's what I just showed you on
Yeah,
this dock. Well, maybe not the floor, but the actual that you can see behind me, they'll be
Well,
made
it's like the
of
ironwoods in Brazil, for instance, would be a bit like Purple Heart is an ironwood, and that's beautiful. When you cut it, it's like a red, but when it's seasoned, it's like a really nice, perfectly colour.
Well, what were you saying about the Nispero that has been made to build this? You were saying it's not got many knots in it. That's unusual.
No, a lot of the timber. If you look at this, can you see many knots? It's
One
not
there. One there.
well, you can get knots, but not be. It's relatively knot free.
Okay.
Hardly any knots.
It's not free, like the UK
Yeah.
right now. You can't
Hardly-
see any knots.
No, it's hardly any knots.
That's a knot there, though, isn't it?
That is not. Yeah.
That's a knot
But
there.
they're branches. All trees have branches, so there will be knots, but nowhere near. Well,
There's
you
one
get
there.
A lot more gnarly knots, like
One there.
purple chestnut, for instance. There's more branches.
And every time there's a knot, there's a void.
Yes. Well,
Which
it's
isn't
like
good. So in Lethal Weapon, when the baddies put that guy in the concrete and he was like, ah, and they like poured concrete on him because
did it
he
create a
was
void?
an informer. I always watch that and think, oh, that's going to create a void.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's no good. You don't want to build your building on top of that. It will
The
fall
void
down.
is shaped of a human being.
Yeah, but a human being doesn't get eaten by maggots, really. They get eaten by your own bacteria. You know your good Yakult bacteria. It eats you when you're dead.
Oh.
Thanks, good Yakult bacteria. Good bacteria, my arse.
It begins with A. It's not Yakult. It's what's it begin? It begins with A. The bacteria that is in Yakult begins with A. I can't remember what it's called now. Maybe someone could tell us. Arse.
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 Poop.
Arse.
Poop.
Poop. Ferry across the Mersey, says Jeremy.
Ooh.
J Mars. No, is our ferry cross Tierra Oscura? Oh shit.
What time is it in England at the moment, Duane? It's 5 o'clock here.
11 o'clock.
11?
Yeah.
Is it worth uploading a short?
Yeah.
I'm going to do a short. I'm going to upload a short.
Everyone's awake. Although I'm going to get some more beers, so
Are you?
yeah.
I took a picture of Ishmael's father, Julian. I hope you don't mind. Oh, he saw me do it. He didn't give a damn.
Julian.
Julian. Yeah, Ishmael's father.
Steve says
That's
11 p.m.
Ishmael's father, Julian. Well, you probably can't see it. Actually.
Julian. Julian. He's a hooligan.
Hooligan.
No, it's
He said
a
Julian.
J is pronounced as a H in
Oh, is it?
Spanish. But a lot of people here are mixed heritage. So
oh, there you go. There's a video of him. There you are. He'll sit on the front of the boat. He's a lovely man at all, isn't he? He's a really sweet guy.
here in Boca, there's a wonderful mix of people who are from West Indies, from like Jamaica,
Yeah.
also people from Hispanic people who were originally from their ancestors were originally from Spain, and the indigenous people who were here, the pre-Columbian people who were here.
Do you know that's the thing that really that kind of takes me back a little? Not take me back. I mean,
What reminds me when I was a pre-Columbian.
when I was a pre-Columbian, never. But you know, what the thing that really kind of takes me, it's so sweet. The people that we've met, how lovely they are.
Yeah.
Obviously Ishmael and his family and that as well, but everyone we've kind of met has been really quite kind.
There's no edge to it.
No, they've got no axe to bear. Axe to bear.
Axe to grind.
Axe to grind. That's the one. Yeah, no chip on the shoulder. That's what it is. Isn't it? They've got no chip on the shoulder.
I get told that I've got a chip on my shoulder.
You have. I think you have actually.
What about
I think it stems back to your brothers.
my brothers?
Yeah, but I'm not going to go there obviously. I do think you got a chip on your shoulder.
Why would I have a chip on my shoulder on my brothers rather than people who went to private school?
Well, you've got a chip on your shoulder about that as well.
I've
Maybe you've got
a
multiple
huge
chips.
chip on my shoulder about private
He's got no
school.
shoulders left.
It's like people who went to private school who have done nothing and have no talent and no intelligence and no qualification do really well in life. That gives me a big chip on my shoulder.
A chip on the shoulder is a form of jealousy.
Yes, I know.
Oh. Gives a kiss.
Which is why I don't think it relates to my brothers, because I'm not in any way jealous of my brothers.
No.
Well, no offense, guys, if you're watching, but seriously, have you seen me? But yeah, no, it does really, really piss me off that I come from a country where people who are exceptional, people who are talented,
I've got a bit of chip on my shoulder from my father.
What, you're jealous of your dad?
I'm not jealous of him, no. Just that you kind of like create this kind of kind of makes you feel inferior, and that you kind of have to overly compensate for it, or you feel that you've got to try and prove yourself constantly.
Okay, that explains a few things, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
No offense.
No, just yeah. It's a silly thing. Do you know when people put you on the spot and your kind of mind goes blank? Well, it might not happen for some people, but for me it does. And my dad was like that, and he'd kind of have a hump because I didn't answer his questions, or even though I knew the answers, they weren't on the tip of my tongue. And it put me on a kind of, because I'm quite a nervous person actually, and it kind of like put me on edge, and I found it very difficult.
You don't come across as nervous.
Oh God, very nervous.
Really?
My persona and the way I behave is because I'm nervous.
That's really interesting.
No, it is. This is how I am. I've always. But Caroline, she's really nervous, but she doesn't have that kind of. I have a mechanism that I deal with my fact that I'm nervous.
What do you think is going to happen?
Nothing. In that, it's just people are nervous. There don't have to be a reason. They just are.
Fair enough.
My mother used to suffer with nerves.
My stepdaughter gets very nervous
Yeah.
about. She gets really shy about meeting new people or going somewhere, and she gets upset about the fact that she gets really shy about it. Like, she obviously doesn't want to feel that way. She's not like doing it on purpose or anything like that.
It's one of the reasons why I don't get involved with like quizzes. I mean, you're great with quizzes and stuff like that. But I don't get involved with quizzes and stuff like that because I don't necessarily have the answer on the tip of my tongue. I know, but I can't actually necessarily formulate it into an answer there and then on the spot.
Yeah.
It's kind of in my head, but I need time. That's just where I've always been. It's probably one of the reasons why I struggled at school to begin with. And I went until I got my secondary school. I went leaps and bounds, but in primary school, I was the kid who'd be sitting there. My mind would be elsewhere, thinking about what I can make next. Whereas everybody's, writing paragraphs.
When it comes to electrics and plumbing and
that's experience.
Carpentry, you know exactly what you're doing.
But that's experience. It's a mechanical skill.
When you're doing your videos, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you want to present to the world.
Yeah, but I use that. I don't talk like that normally. But the reason why I talk like that because it's how I know I have to formulate my sentences to make myself coherent. Otherwise, I feel like I'm mumbling. I feel really.
I've never ever felt that you've mumbled at all when we've been here.
Oh, there's been times I have mumbled. I haven't got my words out properly. I know I have.
Really?
I'm conscious of it. Yeah.
That's a strange thing to be conscious of because you don't mumble.
It's nerves.
I had a very good friend who mumbled all the freaking time, and it was very, very noticeable.
No, I just how I am. It's just how I am. I've always been like it, and I've always been conscious of the fact that it's like racism and stuff like. Things like racism, I always worry that I'm going to say the wrong thing because I'm always been a blurter, and I need time to think about what I'm going to say. Otherwise, I blurt. Like I told you about my friend. Oh my God!
I'm a blurter as well, but
I don't know what you say this, but when I was at uni,
I'm going to get another beer.
I'll go on.
All right.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. When I was at university, and oh God, he was a really good friend as well at university. I did my photography degree. And he had one leg. He used to cry and all sorts of stuff. He's a really, really aspiring kind of geezer. Anyway, when we went to do all our paperwork and stuff for our student loans and various other stuff, anyway, they asked us our weight and all that sort of stuff, how tall you are, all that crap. They asked us our weight, and his weight was quite a bit less than mine. Because I just blurted, right, thinking. Because I meant it, I was trying to be mean. I said, because you're half a man. And I immediately, the fact did I say that? Oh God, I felt that small and I felt so guilty immediately. I apologise and apologise to the geezer.
Do you know what
John.
though?
He's a lovely guy though. He was okay.
You still
but
feel
it's just-
guilty about
I
that to
do.
this day.
I do. It goes
And when
round in
you
my
think
head.
about it, does it twist your insides?
It
You
does,
think,
it
oh,
felt-
why did I do that? Yes,
I felt
good.
like an idiot.
That
An
is a
absolute
mechanism that Boris Johnson and
Has
his ilk
got. Maybe, yeah, maybe
do
you're right.
not possess.
Yeah.
They have no shame. They have no guilt. They have no like, oh my god, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I really messed up there.
I was just on a high, and it was kind of I was just blurred. Maybe I had too much sugar. And I just thought it was funny at the time, and it wasn't. It really wasn't funny. It's one of the sort of things
But
you
it's a
just
good
say.
thing that
just-
you acknowledge that, and
Oh,
that
it's right,
you feel it's a good thing that you feel bad about it because
This was in 2002, so it's a long time ago, 20 odd years ago.
It's your natural body, you know, your brain's reaction to something like that. It's your brain screaming to you, don't do that again.
But I still feel guilty today. That's my point.
Yeah.
Kind of like, and that's one of the reasons I suppose I feel guilty. I do feel guilty, but one reason why I feel nervous that I might say the wrong thing
Yeah.
or do the wrong thing because I haven't always got control of my gob.
We've got some really interesting.
Go on.
These guys are on a small island off the coast of. Guys, that looks like 60s UFO films on 19mm. You guys serious? Is that how bad it is? They're limited by the Wi-Fi at the bar. Yeah, we're on the local Wi-Fi here.
Haven't got any. No, we haven't got no what.
The internet's probably going to be the worst.
Yeah.
A chippy on your shoulder.
Oh dear.
He's to your left. I've got a spliff. Jeremy Goff says, funny you should say that. I've done another quiz, which is loaded your way. Lots of questions
cool.
about the ladies in Norfolk, or as I like to call them, the Norfolk Broads. Number 3 says, I had an English lesson once where we had to pick a word from a hat and then give the definition. I got procrastination.
Have you?
My dad always
Crusty.
My dad always believed I could do anything I wanted to, and never let anyone intimidate me or feel they are
See,
better
my dad was
than
the
me.
opposite.
Best dad ever.
My dad was
I'm really glad
intimidating.
to hear that, Geraldine.
Yeah. That's good.
Some people really shouldn't possibly be parents. I don't know what to say, but yeah. Some of my friends in school though who had the best parents weren't the best. Whereas people who had quite shitty parents, like actually
I'm not
saw the way they shouldn't be.
My dad
Maybe.
wasn't shitty. He was just a bit engulfed in his own little world, and he didn't have a lot of he wasn't in tune with other people's feelings.
Did he make you feel like an inconvenience? Did he make you feel like he done all this stuff? If only
Not
you hadn't
necessarily.
been
No,
here
it's a little bit.
to
It's
ruin his freedom.
No, it wasn't quite as bad as that. It might sound I'm being really unfair to him, but he's it's just who he was. I accept that. I accept that's who he was. He was a Brexiter, so that didn't help. But he was.
My dad would have been a Brexiter had he had the faculties to vote for Brexit in 2016.
But no, it wasn't that. My mum was a sweet woman. She's kind of like the Dominique, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
Ishmael's wife. She's all she wanted to do is look after her family and care for her kids and stuff. And I've got 2 sisters. One's lovely, the other one's a bit like my dad. But although my dad wasn't as bad as my sister. But my grandfather, well, he was one of the first few people who marched into Belsen camp. He's seen some stuff.
Jesus Christ.
And like lampshades with human skin and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you a story about my grandfather waking up in the middle of the night. I didn't know. He used to wake up in the middle of the night screaming like night sweats and stuff.
I'm not surprised. After
And
seeing that. And yet we have people on the TV today. Minorities need to be smashed.
Well, there you go. Well, what he said to me and my father, because he kept us quite to his, close to his chest for years and years and years until shortly before he died. And what he said he explained the reason why he was having these night sweats, and he visualised bodies hanging up in these freezers in Belsen camp. Well, there wasn't bodies hanging up in Belsen camp freezers, no. But when he went into Belsen camp, there was bodies piled up high on either side of the road as you went in. Just skin and bone, nothing to him whatsoever, just completely macerated. And he had to hold Von Kramer, Von Kramer, in the freezer to protect him from being murdered by the inmates in Belsen camp. That is where the vision. Oh, that fish down there, they're beautiful. See it? Like a flatfish. It's like
Yeah.
oh, was it that sort of fish, like an angelfish type fish. Anyway, whatever. Probably Dorado or something. But anyway, I digress. And that's the kind of vision he had in his head. It's it haunted him all his life, you know, and he had to keep this bloke safe, Von Kramer. But yeah, it's surrounded by, because it was Von Kramer's girlfriend used to make these lampshades out of human skin. She used to go around the Belsen camp and select the skin. In other words, the inmates, the prisoners of war who had tattoos. Well, you were buggered.
Fuck.
You would end up with a lampshade somewhere. Now, I went to a bric-a-brac store, which is a brocante in France, and there was a lampshade there with tattoos on. Yeah. Didn't anyone realise that was probably a human being? I didn't buy it.
Jesus Christ. Okay, go back to number three's
Sorry,
comment before. A little bit. There was
Can I just say one more thing?
Go on.
My grandfather, he voted to go into the European Union, and the reason he gave me, or gave my father at the time, because obviously I wasn't born. I might be born. Was I born?
Yes.
Only just.
75.
Yeah.
You've been.
I've been. Yeah. Oh my God, fishies again. But the reason he gave was that if it stops another war, son, it's worth it. It's a peace project.
Yeah. I did stop another war.
Yeah. Yeah, the one since that we in the EU anyway. So.
Number three is coming back to his story about picking out the word procrastination out the hat. I knew the answer but got stage fright. Eventually I looked at the clock and said, can I do it tomorrow? Everyone laughed, of course, so she didn't realise I meant it. Brilliant, thanks. Lee Cole, my mum was deaf in one ear, so she used to lip read, and she always complained about me mumbling.
My wife she's deaf, and your girlfriend?
Yeah, my girlfriend's
deaf as well.
yeah.
Partially deaf as well, isn't she? I say deaf, but 70% down. My Caroline's hearing is, and she's struggling.
Without hearing aids, she's 100% deaf.
Caroline can pick up low frequency sounds. If a bus or something passes in the distance, she'll hear it, or a tractor in our case. But anything high frequency, she's buggered. If the doorbell goes, she can't hear it at all.
I was in an English church, nothing to say a prayer but to observe. Anyway, the vicar approached me as a tourist, said, do you know the difference between an English woman in a bath? Okay, itchy back. Right. Hello, heavy bikers, says from in a church. The vicar said, the English woman in a church is a soul full of hope. I never understood what was his message. Hopeful of soap. I'm still working out what the person in the bath is doing. PTSD wasn't invented back then. Well, no, it wasn't diagnosed back then. It still existed. Obviously, so many problems.
Trauma.
Existed.
You can imagine it, can't you? You know, being experienced those sort of things. You know. And then obviously you've got Caroline. I don't think she gets PTSD anymore.
But I think that was
it something else?
Nothing's changed, but the pressures. That's it. You know what I mean?
Well, the pressure of life has definitely changed. You know, my dad used to go to work. Well, my mum would be at home looking after us. You know, but I always think that maybe we shouldn't be doing 40 to 50 hours work a week, but share it between each of us. You know, the mother and the father, or whatever, between the two partners, instead of working 50 hours each and don't see each other.
I've always made this point while I've been with Catherine, who's got 2 kids. It's like the kids come first. That's it. You know, end of.
It's your job.
You know, you decide to have them. I decided to go out with Catherine. The kids come first. Whatever we're doing, whatever I want to do, and you know.
No, you're right. But when I met Caroline, you know, she had 4 children from a previous marriage, and he was a paedophile, just to let you know. And schedule one offender. But yeah. I accepted the kids as though they are my own. I was 18 years old when I met Caroline. I don't know what I was doing, but I did.
Who knows what they're doing when
exactly
they're 18 years old?
which escaped from parents maybe, but it was we've been married now like 34, I can't remember years. It was about 34 years I think it's ever been married, so it wasn't wrong, was it?
No.
And she's a lovely, lovely girl. She's a bit older than me, she's 9 years older than me. So,
You're a toy boy.
I was a toy boy. I was saucy. I was saucy.
Cradle
I was
snatcher.
skinny then. They were the days. I could see my willy.
There was a thing on the BBC, wasn't there? Like, if you can wear the jeans that you wore when you were 21, you're still all right. If you can't wear the jeans when you were 21, you're at risk of um, diabetes.
Yeah.
And I was reading that thinking, actually, I can. But that's not because I'm dead skinny at 21.
Well, you're kind of going to like I don't know, a ready-made family at the moment, aren't you, with kids and stuff like that. But I kind of don't like earlier. You have had that experience. Obviously, you've been to every country in the world about flying and what have you. They're sort of things I would crave to do, but I've kind of that ship has sailed for me really. My life has been quite kind of focused on providing for the family, for decades actually, and there's certain things in my life that I feel that I've missed out on, and Caroline's life as well, not just my own, but experiences and knowledge. It's only really since obviously we weren't interested in bloody politics. We really weren't. We weren't interested in whether it be Labour, whether it be we just put the tick whatever box we want to put a tick at a
Did
time.
you only start doing the videos this year?
No, I've been interested in obviously ever since Brexit. I've been interested, but I've only just started the All Shorts channel. Well, the All Shorts channel started actually in November last year, but I was just doing random short videos just to experiment really, and I only started doing the political stuff probably middle to late January. And then I'm getting views. Actually, I put a short video on about James O'Brien, and I thought, oh, that was interesting. Okay, I got the views, and I just went on from there really, and then it's gone. Yes, it's only this year. You're right. It's this year. That ain't too bad, is it? But there again, Michael Lambert, my giddy aunt, he's only started this year. And his videos, he's like, oh, crikey. He put one on this last week, or this week, 5 days anyway. 70,000 views. Very simple production. It's just him just talking to the camera. Isn't it? I have spoken to him quite a bit actually, Michael Lambert, if you do know what I'm talking about. And he's a really lovely guy, actually.
He's very good at what he does.
He is very good at what he does. He just has the knowledge and the way of articulating the kind of way. Whereas I'm a bit kind of nutty, really, a bit erratic.
But I mean, people like the humour that you give them.
Yeah, but I ain't got 70,000 views in 5 days.
Can I turn the camera on?
You want to turn it around?
Yeah.
Don't you like looking at yourself?
I want to just show everyone this.
Do it.
Should we do it? Guys, I want to just show you what we're looking at here.
It's rather nice. Can you see in the distance? There's a Kayuku. They're probably picking their kids up from school.
I'll just leave that on there like a screen.
Oh, lovely.
Fish jumping out the water.
They wouldn't have seen that. It's too close. What if I jumped in the water? Would that surprise them? God, so tempting.
There's a bigger fish coming up.
Oh, because there's always a bigger fish.
There's always somebody.
Isn't that lovely?
With more of a wig.
Why doesn't it look like that out of yours? All I see is mangroves. You haven't got no sailboat in the distance.
We haven't built on the waterfall.
You're always making excuses. Oh dear. Oh, I don't know. Whatever next. I don't know yet. I don't know, man.
Supposedly, if they can get it in town, they'll get it for you if you have something set. Like I tried Diet Coke, but they don't have.
Time is it, Nick?
It is now 22 minutes past 5.
We'll wrap this up in about 8 minutes.
Okay.
I think that will be an hour.
Oh.
No, actually, two boats, but the Tuesday boat comes by and they're so awesome. I really like them.
So when I do the windows, what size like do we use? Is it like ½ inch by 1 inch?
Half for frames? I might want a bit more than ½ inch, wouldn't you? You'd have that to hold together.
1 inch?
You'd get away with inch, yeah. Yeah, inch by 40 mil, inch half. He's leaving me. He's gone. Where have you gone?
The other one, I think it was $12. You know, the second one was
Oh, that's a picture.
all in all, it's about $30 worth of vegetables.
Oh, dear. I see that. Is this the case? I wish you were here. No, boo. That's beautiful. What are people saying? Oh, it's coming up.
You want to turn the camera around so they can see you?
That's all right. Yeah, like, just in case the fishies do jump again. Let's all talk. Okay, here we go. Okay. Graham, I watched today's 6 p.m. episode of House of Games, and you didn't appear in it. Was I watching the right episode?
No,
I had.
it was the ½ 8 one.
Oh, it's a ½ 8 one
I
day.
didn't realise there were 2 episodes on today.
Why would you have 2 episodes on?
Because one's on BBC Two and one's on
Oh, I
BBC One or
see.
something, I don't know.
That is yeah, you're right. Regan Elite, it's glorious today, mate. No, I went left you, Bayberg. We're here. It's just thought I'd show you the view. Isn't that lovely? That is very beautiful weather today. Oh, are you? Ah, number 3. Have you changed again? Of news tube. He's gone to number 3. He's changed his name again. Richard Prosser.
He changes his name every day.
Oh, I'm getting confused.
Turn the camera around so they can see you.
Do they really want to look at me? Well, anyway. Oh, you're going to start your channel next. Oh, that'll be interesting. Let me know when and I'll share your videos. Yeah, I think that's how Michael Lambert does it. He is very active on Twitter. I can follow him on Twitter. But he does do very, very well on his videos. Especially considering they're quite a simple production, isn't it? It's very, very basic. How are they? Oh, you sent me a message. Oh, cheers, mate. Cheers, Richard. Yeah, I hear it's a bit cold in the. Yeah, a bit cold in the UK. No, there's no wind at all hardly at the moment. There's a bit of a ripple on the surface of the water. Also, you got to start your new channel on your birthday. Yeah, go for it. Just do it. Just go for it. Did you get your camera sorted out? Oh, yeah. Who's in the? Which one's in the bath? What are they doing? Itchy back. Oh, what did he say? Look, I'll go right back up here. My dad always made me believe I could do anything I want. Oh, that's lovely.
I like that one.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? I was just scanning it up and down because I was responding to somebody else's message. It was Glasgow Kiss's message.
That's yours.
Oh, cheers, buddy. I got a plate. Oh. More tripods. Oh, come back. There you go. No, don't get wrong, but they weren't that bad. You just, No, I don't have my 18th edition, Stephen. Are you talking about electrics? I got my 7th, but that was a long time ago. That it was. Yeah, and since I moved to France, I don't do any electrics here at all. It wasn't. Well, I wasn't doing it. It wasn't something I was doing here, so I haven't kept it up. There was no need. The reason why I got all these qualifications and did what I did is because I employed a lot of people, and I felt that how can I tell people what to do if I don't know how to do it myself? Pretty much. So quite often I was like even though I was the boss, I was also the boy helping whoever, whether it be plumbing, whether it be electrics, or laying bricks, what have you. So I got my my electrical studies. I've done that, and also my MVQ3 for bricklaying and scaffold and drainage. A degree in photography, as you do. Sitting gills and woodworking, and various other smaller kind of qualifications. I did that all since leaving school, so obviously. Yeah, Israel. Have another look. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? And down there, see that? That is a dugout canoe, and they didn't do it with a spade either. No. Normally you'd use a thing called an adze, which is like an axe that goes the wrong way. But
I think they use
chainsaws wherever they can.
No, but they use traditional tools as well as chainsaws.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, we've got a boat arriving. But just makes me want to get in the water. That's actually a really lovely shot. Hey!
Hey! Hi!
No, it's not our taxi.
It's not our taxi.
No, it's not our taxi, is it?
Yeah, I did tell Ishmael to get here at 5. That was half an hour ago.
Oh, whatever.
Are we going to be stuck here all night?
Probably. You probably forgot about
Sleep
us.
in the mangroves.
They're going to issue 300 visas lasting to the end of March for 300 tanker drivers. 300 visas? That's going to do nothing. Don't they understand how big the UK is regarding its... Oh, it's
leave
nuts.
that.
Hello. That was a dog. Sorry about the wonk. Oh, there's another dog. Hello, who's this? I've mind your camera, mate. I don't think the dog's going to be that careful. You got it? He's doing a bit of B-roll,
Should we say goodnight?
Oh, another dog. Oh, hello you. You're beautiful.
Hello, darling.
Oh, just there. Look at that. Oh, look at her face. Oh, she loves it. Oh. She ain't gone. No, she's still there. Oh, okay. Crashed the party.
You got internet?
No, Steve. You got internet? Okay. Internet is good? Internet is good? Oh yeah, everything's good.
Beautiful.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Beautiful picture.
Yeah. Adios! I should let the camera film.
You should grab it. Oh, too late.
Oh, that's the dog's with. There.
There you go.
Pirates, duck. Number 3 asks, what do you enjoy about video making?
Oh, okay. It was news tube the other day. Before that, it was something else. It captures a moment. Not just a singular moment, like in a picture, but a series of moments. Oh, and me. Oh, why wouldn't you want that?
I like the fact that it captures loads of photons, frames a second, along with the sound
geek.
and the ambience of what's going on. And I get that, photography, you're capturing a single fraction of a
You said the
second.
sound, but you never use a microphone.
But like with videography, it's capturing history. It's capturing a moment that it's remarkable. 100 years ago, you'd need a film camera cranked by hand.
Ooh,
Wouldn't be able to record the sound.
Cine 8.
When I was a kid, if you wanted to film stuff, you could get a VHS camera.
When I was a kid, you want to film stuff, you used Cine 8.
Well, Cine 8, yeah. Which
Sent
was,
it to be developed.
yeah, sent off to get
And
developed.
you cut it.
Cost
Tape
about
it together, cut the cuts.
£35. And then suddenly at the end of the 90s, you could start recording stuff on digital format. The first sort of prosumer one being
Remember
Digital 8.
the DVD one? Like using actual like a recordable DVD.
In a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
weren't
don't know why I
very
did
good.
that now. But
But
yeah,
they're not 720p,
Digital
which
8
is okay.
and Mini DV. And you could film this stuff and you could edit it, you could like cut it apart and put it together
Yeah, but when
in your own bedroom,
look how it's changed.
which you couldn't do up to that point. If you filmed something, usually on film, and you wanted to edit it together, whatever, you'd have to hire a studio. You'd have to hire
But how
like
complicated it used to be, even with a VHS-C and VHS, Super VHS and Super 8 or High 8, sorry. Even then, when you edit that stuff, you had to do it with a physical console with little jog shuttles and stuff like that. It was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
complicated to edit your videos.
actual tape.
Yeah. Whereas now, the
it on your
possibilities are endless, and also we can do it on the phone. All my videos I've been doing while I've been here, I just done it on this. The quality, this is a OnePlus 6. It's quite a lot. I've had it 3 years now, this phone, and I've got no interest in selling in changing it yet. It's a very, very good phone. It's got 8 gigs of memory and it's very quick. But it's not an iPhone. If you've got an iPhone, jump on it. Yeah, do it now. My advice.
I want to leave it an online legacy behind. Yeah, I get that.
I'll tell you what I do, like film, I still love film. C41, Chrome. Yeah, I still love film. There's some, because when I was doing my studies regarding my photography and that, I was doing a lot of 5x4 field camera work. And it was absolutely lovely. You just have to take some time. And the negative is bigger than my phone. Or Chrome if that's transparency, if that's what you use. Oh, here. And
Ishmael's here. I'm already old and grey. Regularly.
I'm old and grey as well. But I'm not going to show
Painful. It's painful that the masters of a lot of my travel footage are now in a warehouse in Australia, and I've got no access to them.
you. Really?
Yeah.
What was that?
Because I don't have a very good lawyer, I guess.
You
Oh, well.
didn't have copies. You just had.
I had signed copies, but not of every tape because
you should never ever do that. It's the same as you've got a bribe
I was
someone.
literally travelling through fucking Africa at
Oh,
the time.
excuses. God.
I'd just been in jail in Congo.
Oh,
so,
more excuses.
Yeah, it was quite traumatic actually. I probably still have PTSD from it.
Do you?
But yeah, probably. I was in
Really?
jail in Africa twice.
Oh, is it still itch?
It was pretty horrific.
Does it still itch? Didn't answer my first question. Does it
Jesus
still itch?
Christ. Anyway, so thanks for watching. We're gonna fuck off now, and we'll be back tomorrow for more Jinja Vision, when we'll be totting up how much it's going to cost us to basically sort out the
And then
basement
crying shortly after.
and crying ourselves to death. So we'll be doing that from approximately 10 o'clock tomorrow our time, so probably about 4 o'clock your time in the UK, if you're in the UK. 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock GMT.
All right.
Why's your leg
It's
talking
random.
at me?
My leg randomly starts talking.
It's really random.
But Jinja should just come up on my phone randomly.
He's just watching. He's just watching us on. His leg is watching us.
I don't know why that happened.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Anyway, so my
Okay,
point being that a
let's
lot
go.
of the videos that I shot when I was traveling, including one of the last space shuttles taking off in Cape Canaveral, which I recovered,
That's a very
which
simple
I
question. Does it itch?
which,
Does it still itch?
which I filmed from the causeway, which is the closest part, the closest place that the public can get to watch a launch. That HD footage and the SD footage is in Australia, and I have no access to it. It really fucks me off.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
They still got it.
Yeah, it's the Masters. I'm not going to destroy the Masters unless they're bloody lunatics. Well, I hope not lunatics. But yeah. If anyone knows a good lawyer, or anyone has loads of money,
Jodie.
let me know. Anyway, so I will. Marcus and I will be return tomorrow at between 9 and 10, should we say, local time. So between 3 and 4 UK time. Is that 1800 hours CET? No, yes, actually, no, 5. It'll be 5 o'clock CET that we'll try and get online. If we fail, we'll pop up at some point. But if you want to know when we're online, it's not good enough to just subscribe to the channel. You have to click on the bell notification icon,
A
apparently.
little ringy thing at the bottom.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Ring,
and then
ring.
you'll actually get a notification on your phone when we go
That's when you
live.
get a warm,
And we
fuzzy
try
feeling.
and only do it 3 times a day maximum. Now, if you want to head over to the Discord server, we're going to head back to Jinja, so it's going to be half an hour before we're on it. But if you want to head over there, if Glasgow or Cash Dummy or someone could
Oh, you can fall asleep again.
give us the link to the Discord server, the Dead to Island Discord. Just follow that link, and you'll be able to go and have a chat with the other people who are watching the show at the moment.
Blimey. Oh. Still not answer my question.
Itch. What do you mean?
Does it itch?
What?
Well, what happened in that jail?
What do you mean?
Did you pick up the soap?
There was no soap. I mean,
Are you sure?
okay.
You didn't even wash? Oh, you did.
So you're asking me if I've been basically bum raped? Does it
I never
still
said
itch?
that.
Well, you
I
said
implied it. It's
yeah.
different.
Okay. Cash Dummy. Thank you very much, Cash Dummy, for rescuing me there. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.
You said bum raped. I didn't.